Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of the United Front. My name is Raz and I'm looking forward to presenting some great information to you in relations to Manchester United, what's new out there we're going to talk about Marcus Rashford, we're going to talk about some new enhancements that have been made at the training ground and a lot of other great information, right? And obviously we're going to touch on the fixture that's coming here on Friday between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspurs. So let's start with ManchesterUnited.com. There's a story out there that's really leading story. I think a lot of the news outlets out there are capturing it. They're talking about Marcus Rashford, specifically how he not only raised £20 million, to help children in the UK, specific to free meals that they can get, especially during this pandemic period. As I was driving to work this morning, I actually was listening to the BBC, and they threw out some interesting facts out there. They said there are about 1.3 million kids out there that rely on free meals, through their schools, right? And Marcus Rashford was able to raise about 20 million pounds during the pandemic. And then it was also mentioned that out of those 1.3 million, there were still about 200,000 of those kids that went a day missed a meal a day during this period. So Marcus Rashford's letter that he wrote to the MPs basically stated that they ought to look at, he was basically begging them to look at providing free meals to these kids. I also looked at in the paper not too long ago here, and it mentioned that he's facing some, I guess he's been rejected already on that request, and he's vowed to continue fighting for that. So good job, Marcus Rashford. I mean, he's definitely a good human being and representing Manchester United the way that it's supposed to be. Really, really proud of his initiative and what he's trying to accomplish. Wish more Man United stars and just football players across the world could join him into that in that initiative. So well done, Marcus. In addition to that, the Sun also reporting something that was interesting. So away from Marcus Rashford, the Sun are reporting that a 20 square meter TV screen has been installed at Carrington training ground. I think that's pretty awesome. I think they're going to be using that specifically for training and tactics and all of that. So looking to hear a little bit more about that, and as soon as we get that news, we'll make sure to bring it to you. Okay. The Manchester Evening had tons and tons of information on Manchester United. Obviously, I was on the Man United page, not the Man City page, and some of the things that are being discussed on the Manchester Evening is that United actually have the easiest fixtures of all the teams, right? Now, if you follow the Premier League, you will know that there is no such thing as an easy fixture. I mean, we lost to some of the teams that we think that we should have beaten. But at the end of the day, what happens with some of these teams is that they play defense for a very, very long time. I think the difference really is going to be how game ready our players are in terms of whether we win a lot of those games or not. Not going to pay too much attention on the opposition because all the teams have been out for 3 months plus. By the time they get to play, I think they'll be out for like 3 months and a week or something like that, and that's a very, very long time for these stars. I don't even think they get a summer break that's that long. So we'll be able to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. The Manchester Evening also report that Tottenham have a couple of injuries. Well, they've got one injury, which is in Japhet Tanganga. I believe he's a defender for them. He's been 21-year-old kid doing really, really well. I believe he started like 6 out of the 8 previous last games that Tottenham played. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Whether that's going to make a difference, we don't know. I mean, today's only Monday. What that means is that in 4 days' time, he could be okay all of a sudden. Who knows, right? We'll wait and see. In addition to that, obviously, Dele Alli's not going to be playing. Big player for Tottenham. Not sure, if he's going to be making a difference again, considering the circumstances of, the 3-month layoff and everything that's going to be coming with it. Some interesting news regarding some Manchester United youngsters who have been practicing with the first team, Mengi and Gardner. So doubt we'll be able to see them against Spurs. Maybe if it was a different team, maybe they would. Who knows, right? But it's good to see that Ole continues to drive that idea and that theme of promoting kids from the academy. So that's pretty awesome. The Daily Express also mentioned that Wilfred Ndidi, right? So Wilfred Ndidi is obviously Leicester City. Leicester are above us. I believe they are third in the Premier League right now. Chelsea is right there behind them. Some people are predicting that Leicester may not make it. But anyway, with regards to Ndidi, he is linked with Manchester United, believe it or not. So I see Ndidi as N'Golo Kante type of player, but we've got our own Fred, so I'm not really sure how that would play off. In my opinion, again, just an opinion, I don't think that there's a lot of relevance to that story, simply because Fred has been doing really, really well, and I believe if you look at the stats, Fred may actually have better stats than Ndidi just this season so far, and he's just really coming into his own. So not really sure what to add to that. All right. And the final thing that I'm going to talk about is just really the Metro. It also mentions that Solskjaer is actually thinking about, or maybe has already made the decision of benching Pogba for the match that's going to be coming up on Friday. Let us know your thoughts on that. I don't have a problem with that, simply because we were on a really, really good run right before the break. Well, not a break, but obviously the pandemic, and it makes sense, especially if he's not match fit, right? Obviously, Pogba is a very, very good player. We have missed him, and having him back is definitely a luxury. Both him and Rashford, having those two back is phenomenal. I think it's going to make our team a lot stronger. But does that mean that he'll be able to that he should start? I don't think so. But you know what? Anything can change. Again, today's Monday. We've got a few more days before the match. But be on the lookout for more information on Wednesday. I'm sure some of that some of that news may change, and once it does, we'll make sure to bring it to you. So again, thank you for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we appreciate you.